Welcome back to the Punny Math Teacher. So we are on part 2 of slope-intercept form for writing it. Remember to go back, rewatch this, change the playback speed as you need, pause the video. I keep going fast because I'm expecting you to pause it, write it down at your own pace, try an example on your own, and then hit play and check yourself, or hit play whenever you are done writing. That way it's catered to how you write and whatever handwriting you use, however fast you are. Don't need to get a hand cramp from this. Just pause it. Take your time, take a deep breath, and you'll be good to go. So, that's not the comprehension question that I want. There we go. This is our objective, same as last video. And here are comprehension questions, same as last video, because we're going to apply the slope-intercept form more today. So, remember, we are now on page 28. We are on a third video, but for the second lesson, and we're golden. 26, 27, 28. Okay, so we are going to have 5 parts. So if you notice, we're going to have A, a B, a C, a D, and an E. We're going to do each of those horizontally. So we are going to write those out now. So we are going to start off with when we know slope and the y-intercept. So how do we write slope-intercept form when we know the slope and y-intercept? Part B is going to be when we are given a graph and have to make the formula, make the equation from the graph. C is going to be when we are given a point and slope. And I'm going to have this axis already ready. We're going to go, there we go. And then we're going to give more room for that because it's going to take more math. We'll do D if we're given 2 points. And then E, it'll be a short word problem. That way you don't have to write as much on your notes because I understand word problems take a bit. Okay, so we're going to go back to knowing slope and y-intercept. Notice that slope is represented with an M, y-intercept is represented with a B, and our slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. The y and the x stay put. They do not change in this form. The only numbers we are trying to find in A through E are M, the slope, and B, the y-intercept. The y and the x stay put. They're useful. We can use them to find M and B, but at the final end in our product, we leave them alone and we're only replacing M and B. So, if we know that our slope is 3 and the point 0, -4 is on the line, then I simply substitute them in. I'm going to have y equals 3x minus 4. That is my equation. So if you know the slope and the y-intercept, you just plug them in and you're golden. All right, given a graph, so if this was our graph, all right, from those 2 points that I know, so I know the y-intercept already is 0, 0, because that's where it crosses the y-axis, and the slope, I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, and run 1, so my slope is going to be 3 over 1. Now I know the slope and y-intercept, you just substitute them in and you're golden. So I get y equals 3 over 1x plus 0. You could write it this way, or you can write it as y equals 3x, because that 1 and the 0 are both typical and visible numbers. We don't need to put the plus 0. We just know that there's nothing there. Your y-intercept goes right through the origin. Okay, and then a point and a slope. We're making good time through this. Woohoo! All right, so what if our point was 2, 6, and our slope is 5. So we are going to substitute. This is given any point. If you're given specifically the y-intercept, then we can substitute it in. But this is not a y-intercept because this x is not 0, it is 2. But it gave us information. This 2, 6 gives us an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate that is on the line. So we know that I can replace the y with a 6. I know the slope is 5. I replace the x with a 2, and I don't know the y-intercept. That's a b. I'm using y equals mx plus b, replacing everything I know. Now I have one equation with one unknown. Can you solve? You better. So what's 5 times 2? 10. To get that 10 to be undone from that side, I'm going to subtract 10 on both sides. Negative 4 equals b. That means my y-intercept is at negative 4. And I know the slope, so it's going to be y equals 5x minus 4. All right, pause here. I want you to write down next to this, how did you get this step? How did we know to substitute in the 2, 5, and the 6? How will you remember later when you go back and look at these notes to ask questions and help yourself? How will you know what we did? Okay, give yourself a note to yourself in your own words. Don't copy my words because I'm the one that understands those. I want to make sure that you understand your work. Okay, given 2 points. 1, 3, 4, 5. All right, this one I am going to write some steps down. There's only like 2 steps, but the first step is to find slope. Whenever you're given 2 coordinates, you can find the slope because all you need are 2 x's to find their change or their subtraction, their difference, and you need 2 y's. We have that. We have an x and a y, we're golden. So finding your slope, I'm going to do the 5 minus 3 just because that'll keep it a positive number. So if I do 5 minus 3, I have to do 4 minus 1, so I get 2/3 positive. If you did the 3 minus 5, 1 minus 4, you'd have a negative 2 over negative 3, which simplifies to a positive 2/3. So that's my slope, and now I need to use the slope and a point. Okay, so I need to use the slope and either point. It doesn't matter which point we use. Both of these are on the line, so it doesn't matter which point we use. And C. Okay, the goal here is, let's go back to C. Given a point and slope. Wait, we know the slope, and we're actually at a golden area. I won't say point, a golden area, because we know 2 points. So pick whichever point you like. 1 and 3 is smaller numbers, so I'll go with 1 and 3. Why not? So I'm going to substitute in 3 for the y. My slope is 2/3, multiplying by 1 for my input, which is my x, and I don't know the y-intercept. That looks pretty similar, so I know I'm good. And now I need to solve it. 2/3 multiplied by 1 is just 2/3. Subtracting 2/3 on both sides. This is actually 9/3, so that would be 7/3. So we can leave it improper. So 7/3 equals b. But now I know my slope and my y-intercept, so I can write my final y equals 2/3 x plus, you can do 7/3 and leave it that way, or 2 and 1/3 if you want to make it a mixed number. Both ways would work. Improper fractions, totally fine. Okay, word problem. I'm going to write it out in pink since that's the problem part. All right. A t-shirt company sells shirts for $5 each and $2.99 shipping. Okay, so we're writing a slope-intercept form equation for this real-world scenario. So we need to find the slope and the y-intercept. So remember that our form is y equals mx plus b. The y and the x stay put. All I'm doing is replacing the m and the b. Do you know the slope? This each is a really key word, all right? And $2.99 shipping is also really key. So if I only bought one shirt, I'd be paying $5 plus the $2.99 shipping. If I bought 2 shirts, I'd be paying 5 times 2, so that's $10 plus $2.99 shipping. If I buy 3 shirts, I'm paying 5 times 3 plus $2.99. So I'm seeing the pattern. I'm always going to be multiplying 5 by the number of shirts and then tacking on the $2.99 shipping. This is a flat rate. No matter what you buy, you're going to have to pay shipping, but only one time. No matter how many I buy, I have to pay $5 per shirt. no matter how many I buy, whether I buy 5 shirts or 20 shirts or just 1 shirt. Okay, and this is assuming that X is the number of shirts bought and Y is my bill. Okay, and it's measured in money. That was a bad dollar sign. It's a little better. Okay, so in word problems, we do have to declare what do X and Y represent because there is an actual number or real world context, so that I need to actually interpret what this function is telling me to do. Everything from A through D is practice so that you can manipulate the real world stuff a lot quicker and you already know the basis and the methodology behind it. All right, so just over 10 minutes. Minimize that. Comprehension questions, same as last time. Pause it, read it, do it. It'll help you. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.